Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a sleek and stylish project, a download button effect that'll bring a dynamic feel to your website. In this tutorial, we'll be building a button that reacts to hover with a slick animation that looks super cool. The goal is to give users a smooth and interactive experience when they click on your button, making it feel like something magical is happening. We're not just creating any button though, we're designing one that has a cool effect, transforming into a vibrant gradient when you hover over it, giving your web page an extra touch of finesse. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with more exciting web design tutorials. Ready to get started? Let's dive right in. Let's begin with the HTML. First, we move to the body section, where the magic happens. We add a button element with the class of button. This button will be the focal point of our effect, so it needs a nice class name for styling. Inside the button, we place a span element with the text download in it. The span helps us separate the button text for easier manipulation with CSS. To summarize, we've just set up the structure for our download button. It's simple, but powerful. Let's take a quick look at how it's shaping up in the browser. Now, let's dive into the CSS. First, we target the body. We set the background to this color. We make the height 100 viewport heights, which ensures that the body covers the full viewport height. Next, we display the body as flex, which helps center everything both horizontally and vertically. We justify the content to center, ensuring that the elements inside the body are evenly spaced. Then, we align the items to center, so everything is aligned properly in the center. We use the Poppins font for a clean and modern look and set the margin to 0 to remove any default margin. Next, we move on to styling the button with the button class. We start by setting the position to relative, which allows us to position elements inside the button relative to the button itself. We use overflow hidden to ensure that any content that goes outside the button's bounds is hidden. We add padding of 2 rem to the left and right to create some space around the button's content. We set the height to 3 rem for the button's size. The border is set to none, so there are no visible borders. We apply a border radius of 1.5 rem to give the button rounded corners. The background color is set to this color, giving the button a sleek look. We set the text color to white to make the text visible. We change the cursor to pointer so it indicates that the button is clickable. Finally, we add a transition of 0.475 seconds to make the background color smoothly change when the button is hovered. And that's the CSS for the button. Okay, we're getting into the fun stuff now, so hang tight. Now, let's talk about the selector for the button's pseudo element, button nth child before. This one's tricky, but stick with me. It creates a pseudo element before the button. We set the content to an empty string, which basically means it won't show anything, like magic. We use position absolute, which positions it perfectly over the button. The inset property is set to 0, making it stretch across the entire button. We apply transform scale x 0, which shrinks the effect initially, and set transform origin left, ensuring that the effect starts from the left side. The border radius is set to inherit, so the corners stay rounded. For the background, we use a linear gradient, blending colors at an angle of 82.3 degrees, transitioning from this color to this color. Finally, we add a transition property for a smooth animation when the effect is triggered, lasting 0.475 seconds. Pause, think, and let me know in the comments. Are you with me so far? This part can be a little tricky, but trust me, it's worth it. If you're feeling lost, leave a comment, and we'll figure it out together. Next, we move to the button hover nth child before. This selector applies when the button is hovered. We change the transform property to scale x1, which expands the effect to fill the button entirely, almost like a magical explosion of color. For the text inside the button, we select button span. We set the position to relative to allow for any further adjustments to the text if needed. Now your download button will have that sleek hover effect, and there you have it, the perfect download button with a fancy hover effect. It may seem like a lot, but when you break it down, it's actually pretty simple. You've now added that wow factor to your website. That's all for today's project. Thank you for watching. If this tutorial helped you level up your web development skills, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We've got tons more tutorials coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. See you in the next one. Happy coding.